Welcome to the IFL 1981 first round playoff, essentially a quarterfinal. And tonight, the City facing off against Tombstone. We'll be starting here in just a few minutes, waiting for the game number, which should be up in just a couple minutes. We'll take advantage of that to do a little pregame and make sure we're set up correctly here. The matchup here is one that was played in the fourth quarter. I think the fourth to last game of the season. And is that right? Yes. No, third to last. And you see a Chiba City win as a part of what was a 5-game winning streak for Chiba that was snapped at the end of the season, 38-10. Chiba sort of ran away with it, got out to a 24-0 lead, then 31-3, 38-3, and then 38-10. Take a look at the stat line there, just domination by Chiba, whose offense has the capability of dominating. Chiba finished 10-6, and despite that, despite the fact that they're the away team today, because Tombstone, by way of tie breaks, ended up with the AFC North, as they call it here, AFC North, quote unquote, championship. So we see the bracket, and we're right here tonight. Tombstone, Chiba City. Winner to face the Adeline Philadelphia winner. That game has not been scheduled yet. No other games have been scheduled. This is our first game in the IFL playoffs this season. So we await now, about 2 minutes out from getting our game number. Talked a bit about the Chiba offense. It's been strong. Second league in points per game at 29.2. Second league at offense per game at 383. Not that the defense has been poor. As a matter of fact, it's fifth in defensive yards per game at 308. But in points against, falls back to 13th. So maybe getting a little bit shortchanged. The Tombstone squad comes in also with a strong offense, fifth in both points for and yards per game. On the defensive side, 14th in points, 9th in yards. Similar profiles there. How they get it done is quite different. Chiba comes in number 1 in the league in long pass attempts, going at about 16% rate. They go deep. Whereas Tombstone comes in last in the league in long passing at just a 6% play calling rate. So quite different there. Despite the fact that Tombstone does not throw deep very often, well, they don't run often. You might think, well, they must be running. No, 18th in the league, just 40% running. They're very high, therefore, on flat passing and in short passing. And that's behind Craig Morton, primarily, who comes in with 310 completions on the season. As we take a look at Morton's card, maybe not looked at as much as some others. Some big yards there. Interceptions certainly a bit elevated, but not out of control. In terms of interceptions, middle of the pack was Tombstone, throwing about 1.1 per game. Actually made him 14th, so toward the bottom, but not near the actual bottom. Dan Fouts and Chiba City's offense threw about the same number of picks. You see Wendell Tyler is the feature back. And there's his card there. Tyler, interesting profile. He's top 25 in the league in both off tackles and end run attempts. And end runs with 133. 22nd in off tackles with 72 play calls toward this column and just 7, for good reason, to the linebucker. He also gets a lot of attention in the air, leading the league in flat pass targets with 136. And I mean, not the best card you've ever seen there, nonetheless effective. Okay, we await launch here. Let's make sure everything's looks good. Should be coming across here. We're 2 minutes past time. Not a big deal. So it should be a good one. Tombstone trying to not repeat what happened a few weeks ago, obviously, which was just an annihilation. Coming in at just above 500, and getting home field is a nice little bonus. Let's see if they can take advantage of that, where they get the upgraded defensive ranking. And we have our number. And let's start these playoffs. Shall we? We shall. Okay, Tombstone's going to get the ball first. Brandon's first game, broadcast live. Well, welcome, Brandon. It's fun. We do a lot of this in the USFFL, which is just a fantastic stock league. Every week, all 18 weeks, we have broadcasts. Every playoff game broadcasts. Different owners join. It's fun stuff. Out to the 24-yard line is Tombstone to start us off. Pro set, it seems. Let's see if they stay that way. They do. Tyler and Thompson in the backfield. Thompson is the one who will go linebacker to sort of round out the running here. And Hubert Oliver will go linebacker as well. Both those guys are top 25 in linebacker attempts to round out Tyler's off tackles and end runs. 1st and 10. Short pass, a double teamed Harris on the first play. Plenty of pass rushers coming too when they get the sack. Chiba City, 8th in the league in calling double teams, calling 18.9 per game. Toward the bottom of the league in success at just 9.6%, which is 16th. But first play of the game, get a big sack. Paid off right there. 2nd and long for Tombstone. Tombstone typically looking flat or short here. Both those percentages are way above league average. And there we go, looking past Tyler. 7 yards. So back into short pass range for Morton here on this 3rd and 11. Should not have a problem yard-wise here. Does not. Can short pass all day long if he wants to. In these 3rd and long spots, Tombstone was just at 4% conversion, 19th in the league. Really struggled here. Let's see if they can pull one out. Start this playoff. Short pass, Wendell Tyler. He's not doubled up. So an opportunity for the completion. Going to get the dump off. Needs the right roll. Does not get it. 4th and 1. Tombstone is middle of the pack in 4th down attempts. Got to wonder if they would go for it here to start the playoffs. They do full house. That pretty much takes away your flat pass options unless you want to get really risky. They went 4th down 29 times. Again, 9th in the league. Finished number 1 in 4th down conversions at 66%. Percentage basis, number 1. And they're facing a defense that struggled. Let's see if those trends hold up. 75% of 4th downs were converted against the Chiba D. On 4th and 1 and 2, anyway. No, this one's not going to be easy. You're going to get it. A lot of opportunities for Oliver to pick it up. Quarterback would have got it, but Oliver, with just laced with +1s and more, could not find it. As the 7 hit craps out, if you will, and it's 1st and 10 Chiba in prime field position. Flat pass, Tony Nathan. He'll just lose 2, as the 4 couldn't push him back a couple more yards. 2nd down. Tombstone, not an easy team to flat pass against. Led the league in men in zone flat pass. End run, Tony Nathan. And a nice roll for Chiba. Gets a 12-yard gain. So guessed right there was Tombstone. Not one to call run often, but called it there. Got it right. Just went to the wrong side. Missed an 88% sack. Is that right? No, he did not miss that 88% sack. Instead, it is just a straight incompletion, and we have 2nd and 10. Well, nobody throws deep here more than Chiba, but not the best spot for a deep ball. Indeed, goes short, and Nathan can't bring it in. 3rd and 10. Tony Nathan did not see all that many short pass attempts. 35 targets during the regular season. Missed one there. Was good for 48th in the league overall. Now 3rd and long. Chiba finished 16th in the league here at 21% on offense. And Nathan is sacked. George Martin in, and it's 4th and 17. Big numbers there. Back from the 30 bars, a shaky kicker. Can he get this in? Needs a low number, doesn't get it. Modified by 3, pushed him back even more. And Matt Barr can't convert. He just hit 60% of his field goals, 18th in the league during the regular season. So his woes continue. And it's 1st and 10 now. No harm, no foul. A guessed wrong short pass is incomplete on 1st down. There's the 5. Mark Lee makes the play, bails out the defense, flat pass. Tyler. Short gain, 11 yards. As we talked about, led the league in flat pass targets. See him there. Looking past Casper, double teamed incomplete. Welcome, Bob.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
I'm good.
We've got no score so far. 9:36 left first quarter. 2nd possession for Tombstone. Short pass, Monk guessed right. Gets 15 on Morton's card. And 1st down up to the 44. Art Monk, 47th in targets overall this year at 94. You'll see more as the years go on. Line buck, oh, it's going to be wiped out by an offsides. 1st and 5. How'd you do in your game tonight?
It actually got postponed. The other guy he had to go to a funeral. So
I see. Well, Chiba gets the first penalty that we've seen. Here's a flush and 6 yards. Chiba's come into the game right toward the top of the league in most penalty categories. at least called against their team, led the league in just 3.3 per game. Picked up one early here.
I think I might have led the league. I had so many penalties. Oh my god.
Back out to Wendell Tyler, another short gain on Morton's card. Finding the right rolls here to get into the red zone. 1st and 10. Tombstone finished 5th in the league in red zone efficiency on offense. Chiba down at 13th on D. So that was 2.3 touchdowns per game from the red zone for 3.4 trips per game. 2.3 out of 3.4. Off tackle, Oliver. Going to get 4. 2nd and 6. Do you face these teams, Bob? Any overall thoughts on them?
I played Chiba. It was a really good game, tight game. With any game against Dennis is always tight, right? So it's a good matchup. I didn't play Tombstone. I played Tombstone last year, but it was a different team.
3rd and 5 here after a disappointing 1-yard gain. It was guessed wrong. Man was in zone, though.
Good pace.
Yeah. Which always makes broadcasting a bit of a challenge when it goes this fast. But hey. So 3 wide. Looking past Casper against the 5. Not doubled up. Can't get the 5 yards. 4th and 2. Went for it 4th down last time. Gonna take the points here, or at least try to. Nick Mike barely makes it. And it's 3-0. Tombstone out to the lead and start the 31-yard line. Talked about the blowout that was in the regular season between these two. And that's has to feel good for Tombstone to at least get a lead after getting crushed last time.
Yeah.
All right. Dan Fouts, first time in sort of normal field position. A draw to Johnson, and he gets a quick 16 yards. Pete Johnson effective up the middle. You see the inside to Johnson, the off tackle, and end run. Nathan really can run anywhere, but that's generally how Chiba runs it. Pete Johnson, 3rd in the league in line bucks with 172. So not shy to go away even from Nathan. Welcome, Tim.
Hey, guys.
How are you tonight?
Oh, doing great. How are y'all?
Good.
Doing well. 3-0 Tombstone here. 4:30 left first quarter. A couple Pete Johnson line bucks, as Dennis is off to do, has gotten him out to the Tombstone 43 now, quickly. And here's a guessed right run, 3 yards for Johnson.
Which Bob do we have joining us?
North Penn Bob.
Gotcha. Congratulations on making the playoffs.
Thank you. Although I'm the turkey on Thanksgiving. So
yeah, none of us are looking forward to facing Wilmington.
No. I started saying my rosaries, so maybe it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
And for Nathan, the linebacker is there. Can't make the play. He's a 4. Bring up 3rd and 5 from the 38. Almost certainly 2-down territory outside of a big loss here for Chiba. Chiba was number 1 in the league in 4th down attempts at 53.
They did not have great success on them for that many attempts, did they?
They did not. 12th in the league. 45%. That's correct. Going pro set here.
Guess the nickel.
Still like to go deep in the regular season this spot, but that range is 5 to 10, so you get big variance in those numbers. So let's see what he comes up with here against this nickel. 6 nose patrolling helps a lot. What to do. It's a draw to Nathan, and the linebackers have cleared out. Opportunity for Nathan. He's going to get all 7. First down up to the 31. Surprising to see the linebackers vacate against the pro set.
Yeah, when you had the perfect containment there, thinking Dennis is probably looking at going for it also anyway. I was kind of expecting a running play, even though I'm sure he was surprised that containment was out of play also.
Great. Missed on the flat pass. Not something Dennis does often. 18% of the time, which was 19th in the league, going flat. This is a run or go deep sort of squad. 66% of the time, it's one or the other of those two. Short pass, Nathan. 4 men in zone. Going to get flushed. Going to get 10. First down up to the Tombstone 21.
Did Dennis lead the league in long pass attempts? I figured he had to with that many.
He did. 16% led the league. Yes. Number 1. And we have Tombstone, which is 9. Is that right? 6% is out down toward the bottom of the league. So a little bit different styles here. Another nice block from the center. His second of the game now. Chiba well into the red zone, where their offense was the second most effective in the league. But Tombstone's D, well, down at 13th. The 11, you got choices. Going line buck. You guessed wrong. Linebacker was there 4 yards. So now inside the 10. And you see the pretty effective pass rush that Tombstone brings.
And they match up well. Dennis has got 7s at center and both guards. And the pass rush, Gastineau's an asterisk, 12 asterisk 12. And he's got a 12 on the other end, and none of them are going against the 7. So
He's got a chance for a sack here, incomplete. Just misses the interception split. Yeah, Tombstone finished third in the league in sack win percentage, 52% of the time. If there was a D-die contest, they won it. Didn't blitz all that often, middle of the pack in sack contests. I guess if you have Gastineau, you're probably just sort of relying on him to get a lot of your pressure more often than not. Another 3-3-5 blitz here for Tombstone. Interesting call. End run, guessed wrong, linebacker there. Goes to Nathan Tuck hard, and he is in. If it would have been guessed right, it would have just been a yard.
the only thing Barr is really good at it are extra points.
Yes, and everything else. He's already missed a field goal tonight. It's 7-3. Chiba as we go to the second quarter. You see the pass call there. Playing Dennis as much as I do, I would have gone run, but I think all of us probably play Dennis pretty often and sniff that out. Overall, though, Tombstone has been guessing run not all that often. And run Tyler looking for the blocking back again. Oliver makes the play this time. Gets 4. We finished 19th in the league in guessing run. Did Tombstone. Second and 6. Guessed right. Plenty of blitzers coming. They can't get there. The 6 white die beats the 5, and just like that, Tombstone's into Chiba territory. Art Monk, the big catch. Flat pass Tyler. This time he's double teamed. It would have been incomplete anyway. Second and 10. Talked about Monk being down at 47th in overall targets. Well, he was 19th in long pass targets, so that tends to be where he goes with them. Second and 10. Flat pass again to Tyler. Plenty of blitzers coming. Get the short game for the third time. Third time on Morton's card on a flat pass to Tyler. Guessed right all those 3 times.
Wow.
I think Tyler had 98 catches this year.
Yeah, he had a ton. He had 98 catches, 841 yards, led the league and ended up passing Ron Springs to lead the league in flat pass targets at 136. So that catch percentage Catch percentage was just at 61%, which was not all that, it wasn't way up there, but still pretty solid catch percentage, 2nd and 7. There's the sack. And it's a big one. Back to the 34. We know all about Chiba's kicker. Let's take a look at Tombstone's. Got some problems back here. Third and very long. What are you fellas looking to do here?
I'm thinking get some yards. I think he might either throw a flat pass. I'm thinking that's a good chance, actually.
Yeah, I
Short
agree.
pass.
Yeah. Second in the league in flat passes here, but he gets sacked again instead.
Oof.
And we're looking at a coffin corner.
Ouch.
Oh, we're seeing a field goal attempt? Could that be right? I
No
think he
way.
may have clicked into that by accident. We might see a timeout here. We do. For some reason, the CM gives you some wild field goal
Yeah.
choices.
You probably brought it up earlier, but Tombstone, one of their weaker areas is pass blocking. So,
A perfect punt there.
Wow, 1.
wow.
Yeah, taking a look at the Tombstone offensive line, you're right on, Tim. Right across the board, bottom quarter of the league in just about every offensive line protection, pass protection category.
And Dennis only has one guy in double figures, but all of his front 7 are like 5 or better. So you got a linebacker or 2 coming, and just about everybody's got a really good sack chance.
Looking past, nobody's home. You got to defend up against the 1 yard line. And would have gotten 7 even if the man would have stayed. 2nd and 3. Tried to get that flat pass sack, which I understand. Flat pass. 6 is there. 6 makes the beautiful play. 3rd and 3. Tombstone typically keeps them at home. Led the league in men in zone flat pass on defense. But we've seen the middle linebacker move around in particular so far today. Nathan, guessed wrong. Gets the dreaded 5.
Oy.
Everything else is a first down.
Yep.
From the 48, a fair catch.
So Dennis does have a punter. Interesting.
Good field position.
Dennis punted 25 fewer times than his opponent. Somebody else actually did better than that. I don't know who.
Wow.
I don't have it in front of me. But 25 fewer punts. First down, loss of 1. That's crazy. Tim, did you face either of these teams in the regular season?
I lost to Tombstone like 3 to 4 weeks ago in a close game. Did not play Chiba City.
3rd and 5.
And I was terrified of Tombstone's defensive ends. I mean, they change a game, asterisks, and both are 12s.
Mm-hmm. Short pass. Pearson on this 3rd and 5. 4 men in zone. Tough spot here for Morton. Going to get a flush. And there's a possible penalty. Waved off. 7 yards, first down. Tombstone came into the game 3rd in the league in margin on dump offs. So getting more dump offs than his opponent pays off there, despite the weak offensive line.
Right.
And run Tyler. And he hits his short gain. That probably comes on volume. Tombstone throws a lot of short passes.
I remember talking to Brandon during the regular season about Wendell Tyler, and he said he'd hit the plus 69 like 3 or 4 times, and he fumbled a lot, but wasn't losing them. So he felt he had some breaks with Tyler.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, 7th in the league with 16 fumbles. Is that right? Yeah, but just lost 3?
Yep.
What?
Wow.
That'd be right.
Dennis's whole team, I looked at the teams earlier. Right? This is not from, crazy memory or anything, but Dennis's team had a terrible percentage of recovering fumbles.
Let's see here.
His opponents recovered their own fumbles, and they also recovered Dennis's. So
I'm showing 52% overall. We'll check that when we can, which was, bottom half. Maybe I'm missing something there. Short pass, Harris, and 16 yards is good enough for a touchdown. Morton's big yards pay off.
Dirty uniform and everything. Here's Craig Morton. He actually played really well in the 2 or 3 games I happened to see and the game I played. And I remember somebody being a little surprised. Oh, it was the last game of the year. But Morton's not bad.
Yeah. Finished second in the league in completions, 310. That's good. Down at 14th in his rating. I don't know why that was, but that includes some backups and stuff. So out to the 43 to start. 6 minutes left, first half. Chiba will get the ball to start us off. Long pass, guessed wrong. Opportunity for Fouts. Can he hit it? He can. And that's a quick touchdown.
Wow.
Really no way to stop it other than a double team. D-Dye didn't come up if he would have guessed pass. If it was right, it would have been a long gain. So that's basically a Fouts touchdown. And it's a quick response by Chiba, 14-10. And that's what this Chiba team can really do, guys. I know, Bob, you said you faced him. I know I faced him twice. It's that basic dynamic of Nathan, especially, playing off of Fouts. And you can get caught with your pants down if you're guessing run too much against these guys. Long pass, guessed perfectly, incomplete.
Yeah, just a quick note. I had to look it up to make sure I didn't mislook at it. But, 67 total fumbles in Chiba City games, and they recovered 24 of them. So 43 to 24 in who recovered fumbles. So that's a big discrepancy.
It sure is. That's some bad luck right there. 3rd and 3. Nice 7-yard gain on second down. Very manageable 3rd and 3 here. Gets 7. Up to the 49, first down. Flat pass, Tyler again. Not a short gain this time. 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Stays pro set. And run is not going to get it done. As a look to Dorial Harris, who's, of course, is a 0. Oliver would have made the block if he was in a blocking back formation. Going left. Which is always a nice little bonus, that blocking back formation, especially when you got a 4 defensive end out there. 3rd and 5. Short pass again on 3rd and 5. 14 yards. That 6-7 completion guessed right is pretty sweet. And up to 32.
Yeah, 16 completions guessed right short is great. He's off to a good start in this game, too.
Sure is. See the stat line there. Off tackle, guessed right. Gets 4 yards anyway. Prevented the short gain, though. 2nd and 6. Seattle trying to hold on to the lead before getting into the half-time break. 2nd and 6 here. Short pass. Got sacked last time in these spots. Avoids that this time. 3rd and 6. Mike Mayer, we saw some pretty rough numbers here. He finished at 63% field goals, which was 15th in the league. Going 3 wide. Just needs 6 yards. Morton, we saw that +7 on his flat pass, and he's going there to Tyler, and it hits.
Got it.
Wow. Seven catches early for Tyler.
On the reverse jinx from the announcer. 1st and 10.
Tombstone's got to feel pretty good after getting blown out from Chiba, right? I mean, they're in this
That's
game.
a great, totally, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Looking pass. Tyler gets 5 more. Plenty of time. Time not a factor for Tombstone here. I mean, a minor factor if he takes, 3-4 plays to get this first down. Then you got to think about it. Short pass, Harris, 3 men in zone. Can the pass rush get home? It can. It's a fumble. It's picked up by the offense.
Oof. There it is again.
3rd and 12, back out to the 23, which I think is a pretty key number here for Mike Mayer. No, not really. A little bit. Picks up the 7. Pass rush been very effective. Might see it affect play calling as the game goes on. Some games that D-Dye just shows up. Three, 5. And he's blitzing. Looking pass to the one place that's occupied with a 5. It's short gain anyway for 20 yards.
Tyler, see, Morton has one extra short gain than most guys. On a guessed right, you don't usually get it on 3 or 11. He also gets it on 12, and it's already came up twice in this game. 4 total. Wow.
3 times, I think. Right?
9 receptions with Tyler.
Yeah, I'm talking about total short gains off his card. I think he's had 4 to Tyler alone.
Yeah. A lot, that's for sure. Full house.
Yes.
30 seconds, 1 timeout. So time a little bit of a factor here. Certainly might cause a spike down the line. We'll see how it goes. 1st and goal from the 3. Four, 3 blitz. Thompson is key. Doesn't matter. Down to 2. Good balance play calling here from Tombstone. Typically inside the 10. Leans a little bit to run, but he's not one of those guys that just sort of does one thing once you get inside the 10.
They called their last timeout. No more timeouts.
Indeed. Oliver had 9 touchdowns. Thompson had 9 touchdowns during the year. Tyler with just 3. Back to Thompson. The center makes the block. So was facing the possibility of a spike and a field goal, but gets the touchdown.
Dennis Harrell with another big block.
And it leaves very little time for Chiba, who does have a touchdown on the card. And now 1 second. Let's see if he chucks it with Fouts. Pretty sure Nathan's long is not coming near there. Nope. Pretty sure Johnson's isn't coming near that. Nope. I think we'll see a kneel here, but who knows? Fouts thrown a lot of key interceptions.
And with
Big spots.
With penalties, there's always a chance of a completion and a personal foul. So
that is true. It's allowed here.
Yes.
Passing situations, you see right there on your screen. I always keep this handy, Tim. Every game I get this up.
I
Being a
do it
first-year
almost.
coach in here.
I almost do it on every game for every league because it's easy to get them confused when you're in like 5 leagues or more.
For sure.
And we do not have unlimited wide receiver longs, so maybe everybody can actually score here. Cunningham cannot.
7 looms. Max 2 double teams, correct, Tim?
Yes.
You may as well use him. He does. Jenkins is doubled, gets 10 yards on the look-in. On the 6 roll. And that's the first half. Impressions of the first half, Bob?
I'm very impressed that Tombstone's in this game after being blown out just a few weeks ago. So that's very impressive. Also, to bounce back after that lightning strike, they're playing well,
Yeah.
and they're getting good rolls. Listen, more than hitting those short gains constantly on the right is keeping it interesting.
Tim, any thoughts?
Kind of what you'd expect. A couple of top-notch offenses, middle-of-the-road defenses, and it's 17-14.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You see the 4 sacks there for Chiba, offset by those 4 short gains on flat passes. And a few minute break for Brandon, so we can dive into this a little bit more. 220 for Tombstone, 5.4 per play. And you see the 7.0 for Chiba on a per play basis. Chiba came in at 6.0 yards per play, which is good for second in the league on offense. And they're even outperforming that with the big deep ball.
And it looks like Phelps has been sacked once and only thrown 10 passes. So,
Both QBs over 100 rating,
wow.
which is pretty high for this league. Might be routine in the modern set at a halftime, but not so routine here. 5 of 8 on third down for Tombstone.
They've gotten into the red zone 3 times.
Sure have.
When
And that's pretty much what they do.
Yes.
They're doing a whole game.
And Chiba City's with, pretty much building them the way you would like. Great at hitting big, huge plays in the passing game with Phelps and the receivers. So they score from outside the red zone a lot.
Yes. Seems to me it's going to be business as usual for the Chiba offense. Going to be interesting to see if Tombstone makes any adjustments if they get a little shy about these sacks or keep firing away short passes. They saw a couple or 3 3rd and 5 short passes, for example. Just 2 punts, but a huge time of possession advantage for Tombstone, doubling them up.
Yes.
Let's see how Tombstone in the regular season wasn't a big hog, 14th in the league in time possession. But of course, neither is Chiba, as you'd expect them with their big play, 16th in the league in time possession.
Despite having ran 41 plays, there's no real fatigue or such worries for Tombstone. Tyler's only had 7 carries. So.
Yeah, receptions don't count.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Out to the 33 is Chiba, down 3 points at the half. We got a good one so far.
You might see a little.
Hill. Go ahead, Tim.
Just going to say you know this, but you might see a little more riskiness on 4th down period, even in deep ends of the field, due to the fact neither team has a reliable field goal kicker. You can see a team go for it on 4th and 2 at their own 20 or something.
Yeah, sure could. I think you're on that broadcast in the regular season where we talked about that with Dennis a little bit. He's going to be with Matt Barr as weak as he is. He's going to be inclined to go for it more. Agree.
Yep.
And of course he does already. But even if it wasn't that way, flat pass Nathan, 6 yards. That's enough for a first down to the 43. So avoids the dreaded 3 and out to start the second half. Always my least favorite thing to do. When you get that advantage of the first possession of the second half, you just whittle it away in 3 plays. Nothing worse.
Yeah. Well, getting the first possession of the first half is bad because if you don't do anything, you're like, okay, well, I've got the kickoff, and now here I am punting 3 downs later. I may have tried to establish something by showing these 3 plays, but right now I'm looking at a punt, and that's no good. Pete Johnson grabs 11.
Into Tombstone territory, yeah. Long pass Hill. He's doubled up. Hits the long gain anyway on the 6. No flag down. Linebacker must have been making that double. And first and goal from the 1. So another big hit. All 3 of these backs all had 10 or more touchdowns running in the regular season.
Wow.
Pick your poison. Goes to the wrong guy, but he gets a dreaded 5. Second.
Well, it may have been the right guy, but it was the wrong role.
-1.
On the correct key, 3rd and goal from the 2.
Dennis's field goal kicker is not warming up at all.
I'm with you. Short of a sack, yeah.
Yep.
And there's a touchdown. Nathan is in. So the big completion to Drew Hill. Offsides Tombstone. He'll take that on the kickoff. Which matters in the 1981 season. So instead of the 28, it's the 23. Where once again, Tombstone's got to dig out from a 4-point disadvantage. And run, nobody home. Offsetting, 1st and 10. Yet again. Bard wouldn't have made the block there. But gets a do-over. Linebuck, wide open. Boxes are on. Gets 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
I have quite a few sacks on my team. In the game I played against Tombstone, I thought he did a good job of staying in neutral down distance.
1 game.
55 on the receiver card.
Big play.
That was guessed right, I believe.
It was.
Now to Monk. Look out for the sack. This is where they've been coming. Right around here. Gets flushed this time. No linebacker. 5 yards. Keeps the flat pass alive, which is a pretty big deal here. Don't want to hit the 9-yard line. Flat pass, Tyler. Man is there. The pass rush comes anyway. A 23%er. 6 yards. Rather steep for a flat pass. Makes it 3rd and 11.
I think that's 5 sacks on the game.
Yes.
It is. More pass rush coming on this short pass to Tyler. Needs 11. Gonna get a flush. Can he get the roll? He cannot. 4th and 4 from the 11. Not a bad spot to be in if you want to go. Gonna kick it, though. Against the 4-3D, and he missed it. So 21-17. Yeah, 4th and 4 from the 11 against the 4-3. You've got options on offense.
Yes. With the flat still in play, I'd probably go for it.
Right back to Hill. Hegman's on the double team. Gets him this time. Made the difference. Did the double team. Long pass back to Nathan now. Man is back. He's going to make that catch. 27 yards.
Wow.
Getting a lot of the defensive checks here. After the 7 roll in the first half, coming out on the defensive side here and getting yards is Chiba. Still throwing 47. Disastrous result there. After getting a guessed wrong flat pass, no men in zone, ends up losing 10. Gets his down back, 1st and 20. Could have been worse if he threw a pick.
Tony Nathan down.
Say again?
Tony Nathan run down.
Mm-hmm. Here it is.
Called.
Tackle makes the block guessed right. So penalty ends up costing him just 2 yards. Pro set versus 3-3-5. Legal there at 2nd and 12. Linebuck. Another block is made, 3rd and 7. From the 50. Very good punting position here if it comes to it.
Staying in pro set, which makes me think he may be looking 4 downs.
Could be. 5 minutes left in the third.
Short.
Let's see. Short pass, Johnson. Incomplete. So, gotta punt it away. And he does. It's straight up punt to the 6. This is when you let roll typically. It's not fun to let this one roll, but typically you do, and he does the right thing.
Where's your cutoff at?
6 usually. It depends on some things, you know. Depends.
Nope, that's mine too. I usually return them from the 7. So,
you know, late in the game, bad coverage. You know, I might, if I have a touchdown on my card, there's times you go against it, but
right.
For the most part.
We talked about that on a broadcast a few years ago, and we all agreed 7 usually is about where we return it from.
So Tombstone does a great job of holding off a 2-score lead and ends up with 2 10-yard plays to start the drive, quickly up toward midfield. One yard there, 2nd and 9. Chiba ended up throwing to Pete Johnson on that 3rd and 7, which just had to come out of double team avoidance. We've seen a lot of double teams from Tombstone today. Tombstone 5th in the league in double teams called. Short pass Monk. Lots of blitz was coming. Doesn't matter. 16 yards. 51% sack whiffed with
Craig
the 69
Morton.
roll.
Look at Craig Morton.
Big day.
Up over 300 yards now.
You'll take a few sacks when you're getting that kind of quarterback production.
Oh, a big 2nd and 4 sack makes it 3rd and 8. Got to be thinking 2 downs here if you're Tombstone with 1:30 left, 3rd quarter. Got to get a couple yards back. Got a very difficult run blocking offensive line to work with.
No going for 2 in this 1981 season, so that kind of affects things a little too to me.
Mm-hmm. Blitzing 4-3, a draw to Thompson.
Ugh,
Gets the dreaded 5. 4th and 8 decision time here. What are you guys doing?
I'd go for it.
I have no problem with it going for
Yep,
it.
me too. Blitzing 3-3-5. We see some pass rushing subs come in. Flat pass. Gets 14. Gutsy call. Nicely done. Really nice call there.
Wow.
It's a good job of knowing your opponent's tendencies, maybe too, because Dennis is willing to take the chance on that to up his sack chances.
For sure. I'm with you 100% there. Just a really nice call on reading the D. Knowing he's kind of excited about sacks so far today.
He's had, great success with it too. I think Dennis is doing a good job by staying in blitz as much as possible, based on the fact a lot of times he may only have an 8 or a 10, but on the free safety chart, that really matters when you're facing 3s and 5s on the offensive line. It comes up a lot more.
Yes.
Versus not showing blitz and blitzing. So,
well, that first down, you're just looking for any positive yards.
And you're
on that
terrified of
first and goal
a
for the 5.
You got to be terrified of a sack here too, in a way. But
yeah, we got to be running again. And he is, and the center can't make the block. 3rd and goal from the 7. Who's getting 7 yards running? That's what I'm, or even 6. I'll take 6. Let's see what this formation is. But I'm daring. Oh, 3 wide, 4. Okay, Thompson got to avoid the 1. No, not so bad. Gets right at all. I'm running. Well, you know you're going to face a linebacker now in the shotgun. Short pass. Can he get it in there? No penalty. He's going to be offsides pre-play. 3rd and goal from the 12. No harm at all if you are, for the most part, if you're Tombstone. This is really a better spot than 3rd and goal from the 7. Definitely a better spot. Flat pass opens up if you're in 2 down territory.
And the dump off. So
right on. Monk is not double teamed. He gets him, but we have an offside. It's going to be declined. Touchdown.
Wow. Excellent game so far.
Really?
Absolutely. Mike Mayer for the important extra point. We have 2 through 12 guys, which you could still miss them. Out to the 35. Now, Chiba has not been down a couple times, but not down for many seconds. You could count it in seconds, the amount of time Chiba's been losing in this game. End run, guessed wrong, man there. Defensive card, loses a yard. 2nd and 11. Not typically a small ball spot. 59% of the time he runs or flat passes here. That's 7 versus 71% in the league. And you see no Nathan. Takes away that long pass option. Goes off tackle against the 3-3-5, and once again, no block is made. Cunningham, 2 failures in a row, makes it 3rd and 11. Tombstone smelling a 3 and out with the lead in the 4th quarter. Short pass, Nathan, 4-man in zone. Incomplete, 4th down.
They stopped him twice in a row.
Big discrepancy in completion percentage. Fair catch.
And Larry Brown.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and Larry Brown, the old Steelers tight end, is saying, that's why I was playing over Cunningham all those years. Because he was always a great run blocker.
Short pass Monk, pass rush coming. Monk can't make the play. He probably makes that catch in future years, not this year for 2nd and 10. Think Monk's a rookie this year or second year? Second year?
Yeah, one of those. I can't remember for sure if it was last year or this year, but he's a young guy at this point.
Yep. 6 yards on the dump off. Out of Syracuse, Art Monk. 3rd and 4. Syracuse being my hometown.
Huh.
So can do anything he wants here on this 3rd and 4. It's a pretty big one. See that blitzing 4-3. Tempting to look for that sniper scope.
Absolutely.
See if he takes the bait. Mulling the play. What to do? Looking past. Nobody home. Lots of blitzers. Incomplete.
Oh.
Nicely called. He's thinking about it. You got to punt it here. He's going. Oh my. See, a 3-point lead against Chiba is a nice lead because of the kickers. So, got to force him to go at 70 yards. But hey, you got a 50% shot here. Linebuck Thompson needs just 4. There's an offside against Chiba.
City.
Oh.
That's going to bring a first down, but would have been a turnover on downs.
Morton with the cadence.
Tyler gets 5. Down to 10:30 left. 4th quarter. Guessed right. Gonna make that play. Right tackle makes it 3rd and medium. Pretty wide.
There it is again.
Get 16. Oh my. 29 of 36 for Craig Morton.
More
Guys
than
are
10
moving
yards
so
on
fast.
attempt. No interceptions.
Incredible. Flat pass Tyler. Short gain to Tyler again. As much as a 3-point lead feels kind of comfy, a 6-point lead somehow feels less comfortable. So get it in the end zone here. Important. Flat pass guessed wrong. Just 5 for Tyler. Could have been a lot worse for Chiba there. Second and 5. Off tackle, guessed wrong. Nobody home. Just 3 yards, 3rd and 2. Tombstone converted 54% in the regular season here, 14th in the league. Monk makes the catch on Morton's card. Nicely placed at the 10-yard line.
If you had asked before the game which quarterback would be 32 of 39 for 401 and 2 touchdowns, it might not have been Morton.
Casper gets a big 7, but we're going to have offsetting penalties. So that was a pretty big play there to get a 2nd and goal from the 3. But no complaints with the refs on this drive if you're Tombstone. Off tackle, Tyler. Guessed wrong. Looking for that short game. Gets it. Possible penalty. It's a holding against Tombstone.
Oh. 1st and goal from the 20.
So the knockout punch potentially was taken away,
Still
and
playing
now you got
without.
work to do.
Yep. Still playing with house money on the drive, but
Interesting play calling spot. If you guys want to throw a quick guess in there, go ahead.
flat pass.
Yeah, I'll say flat pass to Tyler.
Not blitzing here. I don't think you're allowed though, right? Short pass. Harris. Lots of blitzers coming. Incomplete. Finally a miss on Morton's card. Now a little more challenging. 2nd and goal from the 20. Thompson checks in. Blitzing 4-3. Long passes in play. Goes flat pass. Man is there as Casper. Gets 6. Does Casper. And into short pass range for Morton. From the 14. I think he's got a 13 sprinkled in there, right? Right there. But otherwise, still well within range here. Don't know how much value the field goal really is. Less than usual, that's for sure. This Chiba's going for 7 pretty much no matter what, unless they're really close. Short pass. Blitzer's coming. Can Morton do it again? It's a dump off. Needs 14. Gets 20. Touchdown. Wendell Tyler again. Mike Mayer hits the extra point. 31-21. Thoughts, gentlemen?
That 4th and 4 and that penalty, and then he overcame the holding penalty. Very, very impressive. Very big return.
Yes.
Goes to the number 2 back. Would have been a touchdown on the number 1.
Unreliable field goal kicker. So you have 6-18 to probably need to get 2 touchdowns.
3-3-5 legal here, sir?
Yes, score. I believe it is.
Yep, 9:59 or less. Yep, sure is. Nathan gets 7 first down. Not a first down. 2nd and 3 to the 49. And run Nathan. Looking for that short gain.
Got it.
Gets it. Possible
20.
penalty. Gets all 20. You can definitely, you have plenty of time. If you are Chiba, not really a major concern right now. Scoring a stop and you got a shot. And run, nobody home against that 6 out there. Another short gain, another 14, and just like that, into Tombstone's red zone.
Doing a good job of moving the ball quickly and not really taking a lot of risk with a sack where you can't punt here. So you've got to keep the down and distance in play. And he not only did that, he got quick yards.
Cunningham's doubled up, incomplete, avoided the 13-yard gain. 3-4D. We're allowed to do that, Tim?
What's that?
We're allowed to go 3-4 here if you're a 4-3?
No, actually, he's
Yeah,
a
4-3.
No, he's
Am
a
I just
3-4.
forgetting? He's a 3-4. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but no, a 4-3 can never play a 3-4.
Interception.
Big pick.
Oh,
2 men in zone. No X-die. Got to return it. You have to.
Yep. Wow.
There's just too much upside to not. Gets nothing, but that's a huge stop.
Mike McCarthy taught us all not to pass up an interception return in the middle of a close game.
Well, now you're looking at onside kick if you are Chiba here as your pathway. most likely. Looking pass, Alexander. Avoids a pretty hefty interception split.
Stops the clock.
Just any first down is a big deal. Linebuck Oliver gets the short gain. Possible penalty. We've got a false start. Back to the 7.
Now, in
And it's
this
starting to look. Go ahead, Tim.
No, go ahead.
Please. Starting to look like a do-over for Chiba, where they're just going to lose about 30 yards in a minute and a half on the clock.
Yeah. Now, offensively, don't you really think a lot about getting all the clock you can by just running it a couple times on 15?
Sure do. A huge personal foul.
Wow. That's
Bail out.
Yep, that's one of the upsides of throwing it is everything but an offsides is a first down if you get a defensive penalty.
Alexander in. Lower fumble, maybe? End run, Alexander. Min fumbles.
He does not
Loses
fumble.
2.
Yep.
That's why we're seeing him, presumably. I am of that school as well. You see a lot of fumble subs. Morton with a great snap fumble. 3 yards. Take that. 3rd and 9.
Dennis will burn his timeouts early to keep the dump off in play at 37 seconds or longer. So he's definitely one to use timeouts early.
The punt returner with a touchdown. Short pass to a double team Pearson. Incomplete. So coffin corner or not's the question here. He got to punt it away. Unfortunately, I'm not coffin cornering it. Neither is he. 42 yards. Mark Lee is the number 1 back looking for the 2. Can he get it? He gets the other side. Boxcars, 10 yards.
Dennis's coverage allows a long gain there. I think mine does too. About half in this era, about half the teams will allow a long gain on 12. So.
Going back to the run gets a 2-minute warning. Field goal really not in play here. 3 points and an onside, as we've talked about. Back to Nathan. Gets a yard. That's enough for the first down and out of bounds. Still going pro set. Long pass Nathan. He's uncovered, but there's 2 men back there. Incomplete.
Would have been plus 29 with 1 man in zone.
Indeed. Flat pass, Nathan. Oh, nice switch on the D. Keeping the linebackers home. It's a long gain anyway, but can't get the touchdown. Boy, he really needed it. Gets 31, which is his longest anyway. So to the 14, this game is not over.
Nope.
All 3 timeouts for Chiba, which at this point, if he can hold on to him, be an interesting question if he could score fast. Kick away or onside. Right now, I'm kicking away if I score right here. I'm kicking away. Just needs 14. So looking for the short gain from Nathan. Can't get it. Could not get out of bounds either. Decision. Pro set. 2 through 8 doesn't really get better ever. Short pass Jenkins. He's not doubled up. He's on a 6. Incomplete.
I was on broadcast of two different games that were championship games about a month or so ago. And in both games, the team scored late and got the onside kick.
Yeah, if you saw that, was it S28 game, right?
Yes, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Autumn Wind, I believe, was the other one.
Well, big penalty there because short pass is not going to get you a touchdown unless you get to a receiver reading, a good favorable receiver reading here. Chiba still holding on to all 3 timeouts.
Still got the dump off in play and possibly defensive interference, pass interference, in run.
Could not get out of bounds.
Pretty much have
So
to take the
Scott-
field goal, don't you? Nope, he's not. I think I have to take the attempt there with the time.
Yeah. You've got to throw for the end zone here. You get pretty much guaranteed guess wrong run, but short pass to a double team. Nathan, beautifully done.
You got it.
Wow.
Got it anyway. How? Because he blitzed the guy, so he had single coverage. That's why.
Yep.
So gets the score. And we got a onside coming. Here we go. Onside is
Drum roll, please.
not successful. Oh, so close. The 4 roll. And that'll do it. Tombstone will advance, barring a
Penalty.
or a snap,
Oh.
fumble. A
Yes.
snap, a kneel fumble.
Oh, he's running
He
it.
runs. 886 on the fumble roll. King Alexander will only get him to 9. And we have a kneel away here. Is he going to take the invitation to kneel this one or tempt fate? It's a kneel down. And that is it.
Great game.
Yes, it was.
Ask the gentleman to join. Let's take a look at the box.
453 yards for Tombstone, 382 passing. And that's after the sacks, 421 by Morton.
Incredible. It's not that Chiba didn't execute its offense. I mean, it certainly slowed down the second half. And a huge stop at midfield with Chiba up 4.
Really, the play of the game was the 4th and 4 that was stopped, and then the penalty that flipped the script.
This one right here, this punt. Chiba had a 4-point lead. Seemed like they were going down the field. Had already gained a bunch of yards to get to midfield in a hurry. And ended up punting. And off that punt, I believe that's Tombstone's 4 right there. Do we have more? No, not yet. We await Dennis, at least. And while we wait, we'll look at the box score again.
One missed field goal for each team.
Penalties were not that different, but impact was. Big time possession. And here's Dennis. Welcome, Dennis.
Hey, what's going on?
What happened out there?
I just went for the sacks too much, and I couldn't stop Morton. He just kept hitting his card. I should have doubled more maybe and try to safety blitz less. And then the pick at the end, his double team correctly on Nathan. That was really the game. I felt confident that I could drive on him, but I just couldn't stop him. So, no, it was just a great game, great playoff game, great win. He ran hot. What can you do?
I think Craig Morton had 5 short gains off his card on flats to Wendell Tyler. So
yeah, should have been doubling more. But congratulations to Brandon. There you go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome.
Let's talk
Hey,
to
Congratulations.
Nice
Hey,
win.
that was wild. That was wild. Good game, Dennis.
Yeah, fantastic. Great job, and the way you consistently went downfield with Morton and kept hitting. Fantastic. I mean, he was on fire.
Yeah, that was the hottest quarterback I've ever had.
And then your double team at the end on Wendell Tyler. Tell me what you're thinking there. That was just the perfect call at the perfect time.
on Tony Nathan.
Yeah.
I just, just kind of a hunch. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to do some random things and try not to do what's predictable. And I know you're a great coach, so I try to think, what are you thinking? You don't want to get double teamed. Maybe you'll throw it to somebody else. That's kind of why I double team the back sometimes.
It was really great. And your aggressiveness on 4th down, that surprised me there. 4th and 1, your own territory.
That was my plan. I figured your team was better than mine, I thought, and and the quarterback you have and everything. So I told my dad before the game, I was like, I'm going to go for it on 4th like a madman in this game because I feel like it was the only chance I had. I didn't know Craig Morton be that hot, so I figured I had to play kind of wild to win. So that was kind of my. You stopped me though with that penalty on 4th and 1. That was brutal.
I had my fair share of penalties, though. You took a touchdown away from you on 1, so at least temporarily. But just a great overall game. I got to tip my cap to you. Nice job.
Oh, thank you. It was a competitive game. It could have went either way, man. That was exciting. Good stuff.
Sure was. A great way to start the playoffs. So thank you to both of you for what was a really entertaining one. And I don't know. I mean, Dennis, it seemed like, on offense, you played your game, right? You didn't go out of form. It was, Nathan was effective. Fouts was effective deep. So you see, you got 28 points. Maybe you're thinking, you get up over 30, but it was all about the defense. And it's not that the defense failed across the board. You were getting in with sacks, but still
there's a lot of sack chances where it was like 50%, and it would be like a 90 on the white, on the random roll. I did get a couple flat pass sacks where it was like a 23% chance that I got them, but the ones that I was expecting to get, at least half of those, I would say like 70% were protected and or dump off. So what can you do? And maybe if I blitzed less, then the sack chances would have been higher without the free safety blitz, and I could use that free safety to double. So if anything, I'm second. It was the worst defensive game for me just about all year. Some of that's hot dice, but some of that was my aggressiveness worked against me. So maybe next time I would play a little bit, focus more on the double teams.
When we think of that offsides penalty as the key penalty, and it was no doubt. But second place had to go to that. I think it was third, or was it second or third from the 20-yard line, up 3, Brandon, and you got the personal foul. Isn't that correct? To
Yeah,
put you
yeah,
inside the 5. I think it's tacked on to a couple yards, and that what that did was you were looking at a risky field goal chance, but to even be up 6, that 3 points is almost meaningless there, because Dennis is going for 7 no matter what. He's not going to kick with Barr unless it's 4th and 15. So I mean, you needed a touchdown there, and you got it.
yeah. It's a little blurry. We were playing fast. I like playing Dennis because he clicks fast. So it's a little blurry to me what happened, but I do remember that unsportsmanlike. I was wondering how you guys were calling this game, because I felt like we were clicking so quick. It was probably going fast.
It was tough. It was tough. It was difficult for us to get words in, for sure, as you guys were clicking away. Now, Dennis, Brandon, we'll talk about your next round in a second, but Dennis, your team, how does it look going into 82?
Oh, I don't know. I'll look at that in the week before the draft, pretty much. I haven't really looked at it seriously.
I mean, does Fouts begin his descent yet? No, right? He's still okay for a couple years.
85 or 86 is when he starts losing his effectiveness. So he should be okay next year.
Mm-hmm. Now, Brandon, you'll face Philadelphia or Adeline, I believe, in the next round. If I'm not mistaken. Correct.
Yep.
Nice.
And how'd you do against us?
I got to think back. We were about. One thing that's going to hurt my team, and Dennis got the worst of it, was my players with low carries. I got to use them all up in this game, So it's going to be tougher. I mean, in the first game, it's like, why not use them? Because if you lose, why not? So, but, Thompson and my other fullback, they get limited carries. So
3-0. 3-0 you were against Philadelphia and Adeline.
Wow.
So you'll have a decent shot. Any other thoughts?
See what the dice happens, it's all about the dice.
For sure. Bob, Tim, any other thoughts?
Just congrats, Brandon, in a great game. That 4th and 4 and that penalty was huge. And both, we were talking about how these your 2 kickers really were useless, basically, in this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I regret kicking that one that he missed, because I looked at it, I'm like, why even do it?
But good luck in the next round. Dennis, congrats on a good season. I got to hop.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks,
Take
Bob.
care. Good game, Dennis.
All right.
Yeah, great game,
Thanks, everybody.
guys. Thanks for playing such a fun game to broadcast. We enjoyed watching it. So
Yeah, I'm going to watch it now probably. I'll be curious to see what you guys were saying.
I'll post up the link's already up there, so feel free to click away.
All right.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. That wraps it up from where were we? We were in Tombstone, wherever that is. We will have 3 more games in this initial round. Hopefully, all 3 get broadcast. So until then, have a good night.